Technical difficulties are never going to hold us back. Wait, no, that's not true because that's happened before. Technical difficulties have held us back before. They're not going to stop us, right, Helen?
Right, boy. I wonder what. mm, I guess, I'm just never gonna learn how to open PDF.
I didn't hear anything you just said. I'm just kidding. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm just kidding.
Don't do that.
Everything's fine. It's the beer video. It's Saturday night. It's been a long day. Helen, I took Brody the dog to an unnamed home improvement store tonight because her trainer suggested this, that like we take her to stores where they'll allow dogs so she can learn socialization. You have never seen a dog, you've never seen anything this happy to be in a home improvement store. We pretty much had to drag her out of there.
I saw the video on Instagram. She did look thrilled. So,
Thrilled.
happy.
Thrilled. Didn't want anybody touching her.
Uh,
I'm just
sorry for the whining here.
It's okay. I'm just waiting while you remove your. We're just gonna remove one piece of clothing as this video goes on, and by the end of it, we're nobody's gonna want to see what the fuck. There's stuff falling in my office. What is happening?
Goodness. Well,
I,
yeah, no, I slept funny, so my back's all fucked up and my period started today as well. So I've just been kind of a sad sack of crap all day, just laying on the couch playing video games. So
that's not a bad way to spend the day.
to
I
be fair, go out and get waffle fries and read some classic horror stories. So I guess that was my less trashy part of my day, but
That's a good part. That sounds like a good part of it.
yeah.
I just went and I walked the dog all over the place. I took her on a really long walk today. It was like 35 minutes. She went through this whole walk and then went and went to the record store. Saw my friend Deke. Hi Deke. Um God, what else? Took Brody to the home improvement store. She had a blast. Yeah. Yeah, her whole thing is, you remember that old song from the Space Ghost show that Brack used to sing called Don't Touch Me?
Yes.
That's now Brody's song. So yeah, she was, people were very polite to her. She was fine with seeing them. She just didn't want them touching her. So her training continues. And then she zoomed right. I was watching a wrestling show tonight and the main event was on, and I was trying to pay attention to this main event. And Brody decided, like, oh, fuck, I'm really tired and I'm going to start stampeding through the house and growling at things like an asshole. So we had that. But she's now sound asleep in her crate. And here we are. The night begins.
Yeah, I'm hoping Sauron, he's been having the zoomies a bit and shrieking, so I'm hoping he just calms down when the time is right.
Yeah.
Uh, well, I think I went first last week.
Oh,
Uh,
I thought I went first. Really?
well, I can go first if you want.
You go first. Mine's not that. I mean, I don't know. Mine's not that exciting, but there could also be a really big disaster with mine.
Well, same. I have a mystery beer. I was gonna do the Jester King Black Metal Stout, but then I ended up having one
You
earlier this.
already drank it.
I could not wait. Um,
Understandable.
a little overpriced to be honest, but I'm kind of glad I finally know what it tastes like because I've been eyeballing it for months.
Nice.
All right. Well, we're gonna set the beer over here, and I will look at it later. I'm gonna see what we've got for in here. Okay. Well, we've got a banana flavored fruit chew.
Ooh,
Huge fan of fake banana flavors, so
me
maybe.
too. It's my favorite.
Hmm. I'll mail this to you then. Okay, we've got a Dangerous Man sticker. Boy, they're really all in the Dangerous Man swag. This is a nice looking sticker though.
Yeah.
I've got $5 off a $25 purchase at some distillery in Stillwater. I never have any reason to go to Stillwater, but
Now
man,
you do.
maybe I'll invent one. Oh yeah, no. this magic card from Oliphant Brewing.
Oh, who we've
Yeah,
heard from before.
riffle this in with my husband's magic cards and see if he notices. And a peanut butter cup. I love peanut butter
I
cups,
do too.
so
This is an incredible. This might be the best mystery package you've had so far.
all right, so let's see what we got. Okay, so oh wow. Okay. So we got 100-year Jubilee triple dry hop double IPA. It's a collaboration between Black Stack Brewing. I've had a couple of them, and Chatterbox Pub, which is there are two bars in Minneapolis that I think have existed like through Prohibition,
Yeah.
and one of them. Palmer's is the other one.
Okay.
If you made me pick, I would say I prefer Palmer's. Not to shit talk Chatterbox. I've had a fun time every time I've been there, but it's just kind of a grungy neighborhood pub. But like I'm kind of surprised they have like a bespoke fancy beer. They are not that kind of place really.
Oh, okay. I like the can.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Chatterbox pub.
Nice.
Well, I mean, that's an old photo, but it looks pretty much the same still. It's like it's kind of a hike from where I am, but my friend Nick lives like in that neighborhood, so um, I have occasional need to visit there. Let's see. Well, that smells like a triple dry hop IPA.
You may have said it. I was looking something up while you were explaining this, which will make sense in a moment.
Oh,
What was the yeah, it'll make sense in a moment. What's the ABV?
it's 8%.
Okay. That looks like
Think
orange juice from here, which is not unexpected.
orange juice is what I would say. Yes, this is very dense and opaque.
Looks good, yeah.
Hmm. This definitely is more on the sweet side of hops. I think
Huh.
there's a little bit of a bitter aftertaste, but got that nice tropical fruit flavor. Um, let's see. They've got New Zealand Nelson Sauvin, Cashmere, and New Zealand Nectaron. Um, Someone who's more of a hop person than me can divine what that means.
Why is there a thumbs up bubble on your thing? What the fuck just happened? Did you see that?
No, I definitely heard some crashing over there. Sauron's trying to.
No, there was a thumbs up bubble on your screen.
Oh, that's
What the
weird.
fuck? It happened again. Do you see it?
What is going on? That's
Do
so
you see
strange.
it? Okay. I
Yeah,
don't. All right. Just want to make sure I'm not seeing things.
when I was FaceTiming with my mom, it kept prompting me to, Sauron, what are you doing? Kept prompting me to use emoji. I was like, she's 70 years old. Like, no. Um, Sauron. Okay, okay, he found a ball.
Okay, well that's good.
Uh, good boy.
He's a good man. I like when he's on the video.
Little baby man. What you doing there, bud? Wow.
This is the beer and cat video, and I would have it no other way than that. Ugh.
Hmm. Yeah, this is nice. Um, sorry, I keep getting
No,
distracted
you're
by
good.
ass.
So you approve of said beer. You're happy with this.
I think it's good, yeah. I like a good dense hazy IPA. Honestly, I wish this one was a little more bitter. This is a little too much on the fruit side for me. But it's good, I think.
It absolutely looks like orange juice.
Yeah, right?
I think you're drinking orange juice. I don't believe you. This is not
I
the orange juice video.
I am not.
Harken back
Uh,
to the days when Helen wasn't drinking on the beer.
I think this is funny, because they very confidently declare the Chatterbox the oldest bar in Minneapolis, and I was pretty sure that was Palmer's, but maybe it's one of those things like, there's two bars around here that fight over who invented the Juicy Lucy.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Do I have to explain what a Juicy Lucy
Not
is?
to me, you don't.
Okay,
We've
well,
covered it in the past. You have mentioned it in the past. I've tried to make Juicy Lucy's.
it's
I'm
not
not.
a, it's one of those things like pancakes, I think, where it's like it's one of those rare food items where it's never going to be as good when you make it at home.
Mhm.
Like most things like made at home are going to be better than restaurants. But yeah, like I don't know, like pancakes I always have too much batter and it's like after the first pancake regret sets in and Juicy Lucy's it's like I don't know. I can never really get it quite right. And like you don't really want to eat more than one of those again, like
Yeah.
as pancakes. Um, I'm gonna my hot juicy Lucy take, I guess, is I actually kind of like there's like one local chain around here that does like kind of bougie versions of them, and I think we're supposed to say that Matt's Bar does the best ones, and I will agree in terms of pure food quality, but also Matt's Bar says some really fucking dumb shit when like the whole like George Floyd thing was going down, so I've had a bit of a grudge against them ever since. Um, so
I wonder how they're feeling today.
hmm?
I wonder how they're feeling today. The people at Matt's bar over George Floyd and the news in the last day.
Yeah, and I
I wonder
mean
how
like
they're feeling.
I I always kind of assume that the politics of like a restaurant owner aren't necessarily the politics of like all of their staff,
Yeah.
based on like my experiences with that. But yeah, like um I don't know. I like the kind of bougie versions that a local chain called the Blue Door Pub puts out, though now that I think about it, I think Blue Door also got in trouble for like offering free burgers to cops. So maybe just everywhere that serves Juicy Lucy's around here just kind of sucks.
Yeah. There was controversy around here for a while. I won't mention the coffee shop because it's actually called something different now, I think. Um, but their shop was right next to a police station. So people wanted them to not serve cops. And it's like you're kind of in a delicate situation there because you're right next door to the police station. And if you're not going to serve them, what if something happens? I
Right.
I kind
Like
of just like I kind of see where they're coming from on this. You're kind of stuck between a rock and a cop place.
there was a little tempest in a teapot a while ago about like the mayor of Minneapolis is not well liked among like well, I guess people who share our general politics. Like he's just kind of a squishy, useless liberal.
Hmm.
But um apparently he was in some local coffee shop and like there was like and he like talked about it on Twitter like I was in this coffee shop, it was really good. Meh, meh, meh." And there was a kind of loud contingent of people being like, well, you should have refused to serve him. And on the one hand, I mean, yeah, fuck him, like
Yeah.
he sucked, but also like if they'd refused to serve him, like he got reelected with a shockingly wide margin. So it's like I can understand like the coffee shop owner being like, like maybe they think this guy sucks, but they also don't want to deal with the trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a delicate balance. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard to say because you're a business and you're trying to keep the doors open. I don't know. I just thought they took a little too much grief for it, but well,
Yeah.
Helen, oh, good.
Uh, yeah, if I was like, if I ran a business like next to a cop shop, I don't know, like, mm,
It'd be tough.
yeah, it's like, because you can refuse to serve them, but like, they are definitely going to, like, I don't know, cops are very petty people.
Yep, that's the other thing. Yeah, yeah. There's almost no purpose in putting yourself in that situation. So you just kind of, have to deal with it.
Yeah, just serve them, just give them like slightly bad service, like,
Like,
just like the
completely bad service. Uh, yeah,
go Minnesota passive aggressive. Obviously, that's my go-to.
there's nothing wrong with it.
You want to do a shirt check.
Just gonna
I'm
say that because I already see what you have, but why don't you talk to me?
yeah.
Don't know.
Um, oh, actually, I got this, and Sisters of Mercy has been a band I've loved for, I need to calculate the years here. Oh no,
Three.
20 years. Jesus Christ.
How many?
That's a horrible thing to think about. I Sisters of Mercy, I bought Floodland when I was 14, and I've loved them ever since.
Yeah.
And I am 9 now. I think that's how the math shakes out. Anyway, so I didn't actually have a Sisters of Mercy shirt until last night when like I was picking up a record for Matt, and the record store had Sisters of Mercy shirts, and I was like, one of those, please.
Yeah, I would buy one for sure. Yeah.
And so it's just this kind of cheapy little bootleg shirt, but like, I don't know, it's like cute and comfortable. I love it.
It's awesome shirt. Yeah. And
Hey,
they're kind of like they're obviously not a metal band, but I mean there's some adjacency there where there's probably some people that listen to Sisters of Mercy that could get into some heavy stuff and vice versa.
listen to Unto Others. Like that is a band that clearly loves Sisters of
Oh,
Mercy.
that's a good call. Yeah, for sure. Yep. So I mean there's definitely bleed over. And mine's not so much of a metal shirt, but kind of is. I'm wearing the Keening. And for those of you who don't know the Keening, it is Rebecca Vernon from Sub Rosa's new project. And there's some doom in it, but a lot of it's more like Americana based. A lot of acoustic work. It's fucking great. I mean, it just came out on Relapse a couple months ago. Um, and Rebecca Vernon is one of the sweetest human beings on the entire planet. She is an incredibly nice person. I've been fortunate enough to hang out with her for a little bit after a show in New York. Just tremendous person, and she's been very supportive of my website. And that's not why I like her music. I mean, it helps that no, it doesn't help. What am I trying to say? Never mind. It's not why I like her music. But it makes me more passionate about supporting her because she's been very supportive of me. So yeah, the Keening, Little Bird is the record. It's so fucking good. Uh,
Yeah. Um, how Panopticon's a great band, but I am more inclined to support and listen to them because like I know Austin, he's a really great dude.
mhm. Yep, yep. It helps. It helps whenever you get to meet some of these people and they're actually good people. You just want to support them harder. So,
Yep. Yep.
well,
I mean,
Helen, I am. Oh, I'm sorry.
oh no, I was just gonna say, like, last time I saw Austin was at Beyond the Gates when I was in Bergen,
Mm,
and I hope he had a good time. I know he did, but like, it was the last night there, and I was like, "So, how are you getting home?" He's like, "I have a flight at 2 a.m." So I've been thinking about that, like, I hope that wasn't too miserable for you, dude.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Oh,
so I guess I'm kind of diving into holiday beers here a little bit. I saw this the other day whenever I was buying some other beers, and I was like, "Yeah, this looks perverse enough to try." It's from Left Hand Brewing Company. It is Candy Cane Imperial Milk Stout. It looks like a little candy cane. Here's what I was looking up. Helen, whenever you were talking. It's a nitro beer. I've had nitro beers before, and I wanted to make sure that I remembered how to pour this correctly because you just fucking go for it.
I am curious about this because, like, I have had left hand beers before, and to be frank with you, I have been less than impressed.
Yeah,
So,
I think I kind of agree. I've not been super blown away by some of their stuff. Some of their stuff I do like, but what's the one? The one that's named after a Metallica song. Fuck, I can't remember. I like that one. Um, but we don't get a lot of left-hand stuff here. So I was kind of like, yeah, let's just go for this. It's 9.5% alcohol. Super smooth for your enjoyment. That's
talk about.
pun, pun, pun. And I'm drinking out of a Finn Balor glass. And he was on the wrestling show I watched tonight. His team lost in the main event. Sorry, Finn, but that
I
was.
always get like his name, like that's Finn Balor. Like I always get his name kind of mucked up with that Game of Thrones episode and like, where Ned Stark's executed by the statue of Baelor the Blessed.
Mhm. Yeah, I can't remember what Finn Balor's. Balor is a. Was it a Nordic god or whatever? The Balor is named after some god. I can't remember. I used to know this. I should know this, but I just don't.
Are you thinking of Balder?
What's that?
I don't think there's a Norse god named Balor, and I know this. This is
Yeah,
my so
I'll look it up. Let's pour this fucker. So this is how you're supposed to pour these things.
I'm gonna try this banana treat. So let's
That's
see
what it
how.
looks like. And it's kind of settling, so I'm gonna give it a second here. Um, yeah, these nitro beers, if you've never had one at home, you're just supposed to just dump it in, so that the consistency of the beer is correct. Okay, there we go. So that's what we look like. Got a decent head on that thing. Yeah, it looks like a stout, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't have much of a peppermint smell to it. It actually smells like a stout that's been sitting out a while. You ever leave a beer out at night and you wake up in the morning and it's still out and you're like, holy Christ, what is that smell? And it's the fucking beer. So not great first impression from a smell standpoint, but let's
Mm.
see how it tastes. That's the thing about the nitro beers I don't like. You don't get as much of the carbonation. It just tastes flat. Um, I mean, it could be something where maybe I'm pretty sure I poured it right. That's how I've always poured nitro beers. Um, I think that's actually how they're supposed to be. I'm not a fan. Um, as far as the taste goes, the peppermint is a little medicine-y. Um, and you don't get a lot of it whenever when you're taking a mouthful of it. I'm really getting more of a just a straight old stout profile, but one that has no carbonation. Um, the peppermint's more getting me again, like in the tonsils.
Mm.
Um, so if I guess I was hoping for something a little bit more minty. I don't know. A little bit more wintry and refreshing, and I didn't get that. That's definitely not what's happening with this. Let me just pour the rest. Let me pour the rest.
That's a shame. I mean, I think that's a interesting idea for a beer,
Sure,
certainly.
sure. If you can see it, you can kind of see the everything kind of reconstituting whenever you look at it. I'm not a fan. I probably should have known that from it being a nitro beer because I've never really liked these. I was really just hoping, with like the whole candy cane thing. I don't know. I guess I was hoping for this to be more powerful as far as from the peppermint standpoint. It's very, very mild from a, I don't know. If somebody would have told if no if I would have blind taste tested this, I never would have guessed it was peppermint. So I kind of only know it because
Yeah, I mean, like, I understand, like, maybe it's a delicate balance. You don't want your beer tasting like straight toothpaste,
sure,
but like,
sure, yeah,
yeah, you want it like somewhat in there.
yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, not great. Um, it's not making me feel very holiday-ish. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Super
Well,
smooth. I guess it is kind of smooth.
holiday-ish, Brian. Can we talk about Derek Chauvin getting stabbed?
Yeah, yeah. I saw a tweet, and I don't know if it was for real or not, but somebody said that when it was happening, the inmates just stood around and watched for 8 minutes.
And that sounds like that could either be like what actually happened or a joke about like what his
Yeah,
coworker did when he was murdering George Floyd.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
just uh running out of time. Holy shit! What is it? Oh, right. The technical difficulties at the beginning cost us some time. All right, we got to speed up. Sorry, we got 10 minutes. Yeah.
um,
So I don't pay for the Zoom thing that we're using. I'm using the free version, so it's kind of good in a way because it we could probably go an hour, and I don't know if people want to sit through that. Anyway, I don't feel bad. I just I'm to quote Joe Bluth from Arrested Development, the tears aren't coming. The tears they just aren't coming.
yeah, yeah, like just um I think I've mentioned this on this channel before, but the sad thing about like after like the day after he killed George Floyd, like I heard about it kind of through my friend network, and I think the saddest thing was what I thought initially, which was, oh, the MPD like killed another unarmed person, must be a day ending in Y. I did not think it was going to become the international phenomenon it did, and I'm glad it did, but like,
No. I wonder if it does if it wasn't during the pandemic because it probably got more eyeballs than it normally would have because so many people didn't really have anything else to do other than watch television.
frankly, awful thing to watch. Like, there's, I think, in previous incidents where the MPD killed someone and it was a bit controversial, there was not necessarily like video of their last moments. I guess there was in the case of Philando Castile, um, but like, just the fact that it was so drawn out and excruciating and like the guy obviously did not give a shit.
Yeah, yeah,
I think, I would say, well, there's obviously no defending that. Like, even the most dedicated cop huggers I know were like, well, that obviously was some wrongdoing. But like, God, there was some cunt I went to college with who, he doesn't have any friends, and it's awful. So he's made his whole personality being a contrarian. So he's like, well, actually, fucking George Floyd had a opiates addiction, like.
that matters not. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all. So what?
Um, well, it's fucking it's fascinating to me watching these people just being like just like you were such a fundamentally miserable piece of shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't understand why you are the way you are.
Like the thing is, it's like I'll put it this way. Like I acknowledge that police officers obviously have a dangerous job. I get it. And I'm sure they're in situations where they do fear for their lives. I'm sure they do. It has to be the case. Of course, that wasn't one of them. I mean,
Uh,
it was so clearly not one of them.
I'm gonna whip out that shield. Hey, one of my favorite jujitsu practice partners is a cop.
Yeah.
Um, which uh I will share the funniest thing she has ever said to me, which was, you know who I like arresting the most? Those sovereign citizen guys.
Jeez.
I'm like, well, I'm not pro police brutality, ma'am, but in that case, I might make an exception.
Yeah.
I, yeah, she's like, yeah, they keep yelling at me, like, am I being detained? And I'm like, yes, you're being detained. Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, you know, I don't know. I guess sorry that his family's going through it because they didn't do it, but oh well.
And like the classic line from the classic song Cop Killer, I know your family's grieving, fuck 'em.
Oh, Ice-T, the eloquence of that man.
Ah, yes. And then
Yeah,
you play a cop on TV, so
I know. Yeah.
well, right.
Yeah. The irony. Well, Helen, it's been another beer video. Let's try to end this on a positive note. Well, I mean, we kind of did, but let's end it on a positive note for everybody. What's a good thing? What's a good thing that happened this week, other than what we just talked about?
I had a pretty fun Thanksgiving. It was just my friend and my jujitsu coach, and we just ate a lot of food and got really wine drunk and stoned. It was delightful.
Yeah, we went to see our ex-sister-in-law and she's in a throuple. Um, and so we went to see her and her family and her girlfriend's part of her girlfriend's family. They're just great people. We love seeing them. And so we went over there for a little bit and saw their animals. Her cat Evan beat the shit out of me. It's fine. And then we came home and our friends Jaden and Lexi came over for the evening. And yeah, we just had Thanksgiving stuff and then got stoned. So it was great. Can't complain, you know? Probably the lowest key Thanksgiving I've ever had, which is how I want it. So I don't know. Hopefully everybody out there had a good time. I know I hate Thanksgiving actually. It's my least favorite holiday, but you try to make it what you can. It's a day off of work. We got to see good people, so um can't complain.
Yeah. And I always like sharing that King of the Hills scene. Your people celebrate Thanksgiving. We did once.
Yep. Well, everybody, it's been the beer video. Go and hug your animals because they're pretty good. They're trying, man. They're really trying. Sauron, I know you're out there somewhere. Be good, boy.
Hmm.
Bye, everyone.